Good afternoon all, CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Tuesday afternoon, December 22nd. We're looking at the SPY ETF's market profile here on Window Trader. And pretty much a rotational day, but a kind of weird rotational day as we went from rotations early in the day, A, B, C, D, to one time framing up, G through I, and then one time framing down from J through M. Opening became a huge issue for the bulls after A periods. After we opened, basically. Got above it in C, had a cup of coffee up there, that's it. Slightly got above it in I. We had a really good chance at that point of possibly taking out the day's high and going for the overnight high. Once again, we did not get the overnight high or low. We missed the overnight low by 1 penny today. Pretty amazing. We end 10 wide. It was a good day, slow day, volume horrible, and the volume in the 40s. Had my best trade of the day by far on a short in J period that we'll go over in a little while. Let's go over to the Russell first. So the Russell, just like the SPY had trouble getting over their opening, the Russell held their opening all day except for a quick dip in E when the market flushed out in E period in all these indices. They end 11 wide. They never got their high. But they end 11 wide, not far from their all-time high. Triple Qs, they gap higher, just like the Russell, filled their gap right away. Same thing in E, flush out. They end 9 wide, and they went through their opening A, B, and C, but never really saw it again. In fact, J turns out to be an afternoon rally high in the Qs. And one other thing in the Russell, I would use I as the afternoon pullback low. Now, as far as we go, we do not have either of those. We just have the 10 wide. So, for my trading today, we basically opened and drove straight down. Did not take that play. Happened pretty quickly. I did take a short in A period when did I take that short? I took the 371 put when we rallied back a little bit. Didn't get near the opening again, but took the put play thinking that we weren't going to get back above the opening. Came back in. I traded the 24th expiration. I played the 371 puts. Now, I didn't do anything in B or C. I was actually looking to fade C's high. I had an order in, didn't get it. I got a little bit too fine. But I did I did take a short in D against basically what value high was at the time and against the opening. Again, the 371 put and did okay on that, but did not write it down the way I should have, as we eventually took out C's low. I took a long in E period, basically against M's low. So when E period flushed out, we filled the singles. It went a little bit below. I got long the 366 calls. It worked out. It went back up. Actually got out of it. I wasn't thrilled with how much it went down, actually. I actually took a put, the 370 puts, thinking we'd get the overnight low. Now, we never got it, but each put I took when we came up pushed back down, and I did okay, and I finally put those to bed. I was like, we're not going to have single prints, forget those. But I made small on the long, did okay on the shorts in E period. Then I took a long in G. As soon as we took out F's high, I'm like, okay, we popped the top. Let's see what we can get. Rode that up basically to value high at the time, the 366 calls. That worked out. Now, the best trade of the day by far was J period. We took out I's low. I did not get involved right away. It pushed up. I took a 20 lot of the 370 puts this time. Came in a little bit, took 5 off around I's low again, and then it rallied pretty hard. I added another 20 up there. Came right back in, took those 20 off for a nice gain on that. And then when we finally, in K period, I was holding them the whole time to 15. When K finally broke, I took off 5 at POC. I took off 5 at half back and took off 5 at value low at the time. Not a huge trade, but it paid very nice. It was the best trade of the day by far for me. And then in L period, I took a long, basically against F's low. I was holding it. I lost on it. I lost, I think, a dime on a 10 lot, which was nothing, and I didn't do anything. Actually, I'm sorry, I didn't get out of that trade till M. I took it in L. I could have gotten out of it for a profit. I was waiting to see if we got above half back. M came back down, and I took it off when M made a new low. And that was that. But it was a good day. Okay. Destinations for tomorrow. And don't forget, this is an inside day. Now, obviously with the holiday approaching, I don't know how much we're going to get out of an inside day, whether we take it out from the high or the low, but it still has to be treated and gone with, right? You go with it and monitor it for continuation or lack of. Now, the way we had no tempo, no volume today, who knows if we get any continuation out of an inside day one way or the other. But we will find out. Destinations for tomorrow. So the upside will be 367.42, where we were 10 wide today at H's low. Then we have 368.33, today's high. And then yesterday's high, 368.81, daily high, 371.15, and you should have the other ones that I had given you. For the downside, very interesting. We don't have anything to today's low, 366.03. And then the next thing is yesterday's low at 362.03. So you want to talk about destinations being far and wide apart. Well, your downside destinations are far and wide apart. It's today's low and then $4 lower until we get more generated information. And we're $1.21 away from today's low where we settle. So again, we could have some fun. It remains to be seen. Now, let's go to the charts. Now, I did not change that really poor print. Hold on one second. I apologize. There we go. I did not change the poor print on the monthly or weekly because I'll do it at the end of the month and at the end of the week. So it's a little skewed because it's $6 higher than it should be. Monthly is healthy. One time framing up. Came out of an inside month 2 months ago, and it's holding pretty nicely. So, again, we're above last month's high by about $3. Weekly, again, do not look at this. That's wrong, but I'll change it at the end of the week. Weekly is in balance. It's a 4-week balance. It's the all-time high, and it's the 359.17, I think. Yep, 359.17 low. So we have a weekly balance of $13, a 4-week balance. Not a lot, a little over $13. The daily balance is now 16 days, and it's a little over $10. It's $10.20, the all-time high, and yesterday's low, which stretched the previous balance. So 362. Oh, I'm going to keep writing 26. It's 362.03. I had the wrong low written down. So it's a $10.43 range for a 16-day balance. Now look, we have tomorrow, we have a half day Thursday, and then you have 4 days next week. We could very well trade inside this balance and make it a 21 day balance. Or we might stretch it a little more. So prepare yourself for that it could be a full 21-day trade. And when I say 21 days, I mean trading days. This is a 16-day balance trading days, not including the weekends. So the more we stay in it and the tighter it gets, the more it's going to get explosive when we come out of it. The question is, are we going to come out of it by next week, prior to the end of the year, or the start of the new year? Don't forget, we have that Georgia runoff on January 5th, the Tuesday after the first trading day of the year. This market might very well stay in this balance until that happens. And if the Republicans win it and there's some checks and balances, then this market might merrily go on its way and try to make new highs. But if the Democrats sweep everything, at least initially, this market could be in for a post-holiday shock. I hope you had a great day trading today. Have a great night, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.